seeing as how I haven't done one of these in a while, let's do a vlog. This time about Nintendo. Nintendo has been showing off a lot of stuff since E3. Some great, others not so great. Anyway, let's start this off with the 3DS. Ever since E3, there have been some small announcements here and then the big ones being games like New Super Mario Bros. 2 and the 3DS XL. Now, this isn't the only time Nintendo has done this. Remember the DSi? Yeah, that. Aside from a size increase, it also comes with a battery increase, which is better, I guess. The battery life will be 3 to 5 to 6 to 5 hours for 3DS games, opposed to the 3 to 5 hours the 3DS had, and 6 to 10 hours for DS games, again, opposed to the 5 to 8 it had in the original 3DS. It is. I was one of the few people who didn't really have too many troubles with the battery life. Aside from one or two times where I took it somewhere and it died, and well, anyway, the colors will be blue and red in America, and while Europe gets a silver color with theirs, the lucky sons of a. But it's not all great with them. For some reason, Europe and Japan actually isn't getting a power adapter with theirs. It's some kind of cost-cutting measure. I don't understand it. Go look it up. I don't. It makes no sense. And the new model is scheduled to be about 179 to 210 euros, which I'm not really good on money transactions from the west to east, but I think that evens out to be about 280 to 326 dollars in America, something like that. And while the US's model is going to be about $200, Nintendo sure does love America, doesn't it? And a side note, the 3DS XL is going to get a Circle Pad Pro, that thing like three people bought, and like two of them don't even use that. And since we're on the subject of the 3DS, why not address some exclusive games coming to it? The bigger third-party titles included Castlevania Mirrors of Fate, which looks like Super Castlevania 4 and Lord of the Shadow if it had a baby. Anyway, it's coming out this fall. Buy it. It's going to be awesome. You can play as Trevor and Alucard and this game hasn't really been talked about since the last week or so, or the last few weeks. Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS and Wii U. And you would think HAL Studios is working on it, right? The guys who made Kirby? You'd be completely wrong, sort of, kind of. Namco Bandai is. And honestly, I'm kind of glad they did. They're bringing in the creators from the Tales games, Tekken games, Soul Calibur games, and Ridge Racer games. I have no clue why they're bringing in Ridge Racer games. And Sakurai is going to be working very closely with them as the director of it all, the manager, whatever you want to call him. Now, some of you might think this game won't be nearly as good as Melee or Brawl, the original. But remember Digimon Rumble Arena? That was kind of fun. I thought so. The newly titled Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, which I can safely say I am so psyched for. This one kind of looks like the original with some new features. It has like a Pride Parade vacuum string, and it has bosses like ghosts and a spider and more ghosts. It'll be one of the first games to launch digitally this fall on the eShop. And our demos can take up to 1,000 blocks and still be terrible, Spider-Man. I'm afraid what the full game can take up. My 4 GB SD card can only take so much abuse. And the next game, Paper Mario Sticker Star, basically the same formula as the original, just with stickers. Because who doesn't love stickers? Right? Right? Anyway, another weird aspect you don't really see in RPGs nowadays is that Mario will level up by doing side quests rather than get experience, leaving no point in grinding. Uh, okay, was anybody's reaction. It's like if they took the sticker aspect of Brawl and made a game out of it. I'm still getting it. And then the next game on the list is Epic Mickey Power of Illusion. Again, looks like if Kingdom Hearts and Epic Mickey went to a civil union but were still in a domestic relationship and had a gay love child, which I'm fine with. Nothing wrong with visiting Aladdin for the 8th time. Well, it looks like a fun side-scrolling game where Mickey throws paint at various enemies in various Disney worlds. So yes, it's a side-scrolling Kingdom Hearts with paint. Sounds fun. And here's one I haven't really heard much about till, honestly, a few days ago. Professor Layton and the Miracle Mask. It'll take place 1 year after Eternal Diva in Montreal. And no, it's not a real city. Stop Googling it. It's coming to America in November, and moving right on. Last on the list is, oh god, New Super Mario Bros. 2. Why, Nintendo? Just why? You made an amazing game out of 3D Land, and now this. Whatever. Let's play a game. Fill in the blank with what you think the best answer should be. Mario's goal for this game is to blank the blank and defeat blank. If you answered Save, Princess, and Bowser, then you're wrong. The goal of this game is to gather coins and defeat Koopalings and Resnars. Remember those annoying dinosaur things that take like 3 jumps to kill in Super Mario World? Yeah, them. Moving right on though. Yeah, well, you gotta collect coins, and really, a lot of them. Kinda lame, right? The mode this all really gets incorporated in, though, like where they really take advantage of this, is Coin Rush mode. The mode selects 3 random courses for players to play back to back with online one life, and the players have to rush through the levels collecting as many coins as possible. This will be available through Street Pass, and the game has 2-player local co-op, which honestly that sounds kind of cool. I gotta admit that's one thing I'd wish they would have put in the first one. And the game is gonna keep track of all the coins you collect throughout the entire game, in every mode. Holy shit. Reginator, Miyamoto, and company all stress that something special will happen when you hit 1 million coins. Maybe it'll print out 3DS money. Hey Nintendo, get to work on that app. And what would any good game be without DLC? I say sarcastically. So far, all they've said is that it'll be collections of Coin Rush levels, and they stress it won't be on disc or cartridge DLC. Or either way, no thanks, if I get the game anyway. And some other new abilities include a gold King Midas flower. It turns everything the giant spirit bomb fireball touches into gold. And there's also an item that turns Mario into King Midas, just completely made of gold. So everything around him turns into gold. And then there's a block that spits out coins from 3D Land. So anyway, in short, coins. And last but not least on this list, and it's the one I'm probably looking forward to the most, it's gotta be Project Exo. It's a fighting game, and oh my god, Capcom, you have earned my respect when it gets a Western release date. The game is like if you told BlazBlue to get better somehow, and it did, and it could bring friends. The game is being made by Capcom, Namco Bandai, and Sega. And from what both trailers seem to show off, aside from some special moves, the game is going to have 200 characters in some form, and there's going to be a slide RPG aspect that you've seen in like Double Survivor. I don't know how that's incorporated since I can't speak Japanese very well. But on Capcom's side, we have Ryu and Ken and Chun-Li from Street Fighter, Mega Man X and Zero from, well, Mega Man X, Marigan and Dimitri and Hasenko from Darkstalkers. And because what would a Capcom fighting game be without Marigan? Dante from Devil May Cry, Chris and Jill from Resident Evil, and Frank West from Dead Rising. And on Sega's side, we have Sakura Shinguji and Ichiro Ogami from Sakura Wars, Erika Fontaine from Sakura Wars 3, Gemini Sunrise from Sakura Wars 5, Akira Yuki and Pai Chan from Virtua Fighter, Kurt Irving and Rayla Marcires from Valkyria Chronicles 3, Utala from Space Channel 5, Toma and Cyril from Shining Force EXA, Harrier from Space Harrier, Opa Opa from Fantasy Zone, Bruno Dellinger and Dynamite from Dynamite Deca, Scooter from Alien Storm, and Leanne and Zephyr from End of Eternity. Why did that take 4 times to say? And last but not least, Namco Bandai's corner, Sanger Zonvolt from Super Robot World's Original Generations, Haken Browning and Kaguya Nanbu from Endless Frontier, Robot Warriors OG Saga, Jin Kazama and Ling Xiao from Tekken, Cosmos and T. Ellos from Xenosaga, Yuri Lowell, Yay, and Estelle from Tales of Vesperia, Black Rose and Kite from Bout Hack, which is kind of cool because they haven't been around in a long while, Aliza Ilinchana Amelia and Soma, I'm not even going to try to say that, from God Eater, and Valkyria from Valkyria no Boken, Toki no Kagi Densetsu. I probably just completely mispronounced a bunch of those games, and for fans of the series, I'm sorry, I haven't played many of these games. And it's a pretty big roster so far. And they also announced lately a few new characters that honestly kind of seem cool. You've got Imka from Valkyria Chronicles 3, Arthur from Ghosts and Goblins, Rikia from Busajama from Zombie Revenge, Flynn, again, yay, from Tales of Vesperia, Devil Deviloche from Cyberbots, Kogoro, who's a new character, and Uriuji, who is also a new character. Again, I'm sorry if I got those wrong. I have not played a lot of these games. And so the game will have 2-on-2 fighting. So yes, I will be forcing Zero and Kite to fight Yuri and Dante. As I said earlier, it's a Japanese only game right now. And it does worry me since Valkyria Chronicles 3 never hit America. Screw you, Sega. But it's one game aside. It's the only game aside from Valkyria Noboken, which I've never even heard of. But as Tatsunoko vs. Capcom showed, a game doesn't need every character in North America to get a release here. But so far, the game looks interesting. Go check out the trailers. And now I have one more topic on the 3DS side: the 8-bit summer on the eShop. Basically, it's two 8-bit games coming on the eShop every week starting on July 5th, which at the time of the recording is today. On July 5th, we have Legend of Zelda, which I already have for being an ambassador, and Sonic Blast or Sonic Labyrinth. And I would get back to you on which of those games it would be, but my eShop isn't working. That's just fantastic. On July 12th, we have Kirby's Pinball Land and Sword of Hope and the Steam Summer Sale. They know it's good for them. On July 19th, we have Kid Icarus of Myths and Monsters and Tumblepop. On July 26th, we have Wario Land, Super Mario Land 3, which is probably going to be the only game I get, and Sonic Blast or Sonic Labyrinth. So, in all, it's a decent lineup. I'm just going to wait for the release of Super Nintendo games. Super Mario RPG for the win. There's half the video subject gone. And now we move on to the Wii U. Now we've all heard of it, so I'm not going to go into the games like I did with the 3DS, mainly because most of the third-party ones have already been released or are going to be released before the Wii U comes out. But let's just go over the basics. The console will come in black and white, and red 3 months later, and purple 6 months later, and then rainbow. Now the first game on the list is Nintendo Land, and I honestly have no opinion on this, so let's just skip the opinions for this part. The first minigame to show is Takamaru's Ninja Castle from Family Computer Disk System, where you flick shurikens from a colossal Wii U controller onto the screen trees. The next game is Luigi's Ghost Mansion. Up to 4 players must try to find a ghost in the maze and weaken it by shining their flashlight towards it. The ghost is controlled by a player using the gamepad, who plays using the screen and the controller. The ghost remains invisible for the remaining players unless a flashlight is shined on it or lightning strikes, illuminating it, but their respective controllers vibrate if the ghost is near them, requiring cooperation in order to catch the ghost. Then we have Legend of Zelda Battle Quest, where up to 3 players use their swords to fight enemies, and 1 player has to use the gamepad as a controller, use the gamepad to control a player in the rear to pack bow and arrow. And honestly, that sounds fun, but yeah. And now we have Animal Crossing Sweet Day, where 4 people try to collect candies as a team before you get caught, and by one of the 2 guards that will make you drop the candies if they catch you. Jerks trying to take your candy. Also, 1 person will play as a guard, so it will make you an outcast if you are the guard, and the more candies you collect, the slower you'll move. Fatty. Honestly, it kind of reminds me of the Deliberate minigame from Pokemon Stadium 2. Donkey Kong Crash Course. You tilt your controller to tilt the trolley through platform-based obstacle courses, and simple enough. And last, it's F-Zero. F-Zero, that's really all it is. Simple enough. And now we have a slightly better Mario game, New Super Mario Bros. Wii U. It's Mario, but he can get a magic acorn that helps him skin a flying squirrel and glide all around. Why don't you jump on that, PETA? There's also a new Yoshi that I'm assuming is a baby that can turn into a balloon and glide you around. Seriously, it's like the cutest thing you've ever seen. You can take the cutest thing you've ever seen and times that by 10, and you'll be almost how cute it is. It also has a Miiverse option where you can see what other people are saying about each level, or you can see how talented they are with emoticons so they can draw a penis. And next we have Pikmin 3. It's Pikmin, but on the Wii U! And new Pikmin. And then we have Wii Fit U, and no comment. And then Wii U Panorama View. I'm sorry, I can't even read that very well. It's like if Animal Planet humped your Wii U. And next is Sing. No. Just no. And now this is an interesting one. Lego City Undercover. You're as tough as you're tough as Lego's cop that doesn't play by the rules. You're plastic and cold and don't take no bricks from nobody. Okay, enough with the puns. It's like if CSI and Legos had another gay love child, but Horatio wasn't in it for some reason. And Project P100. And yes, it's a working title. The game is like if Pikmin turned into superheroes and fought aliens. And yes, it's as awesome as they sound. But these heroes aren't like Superman and don't have all these awesome powers. They have powers that include turning into a dishwasher, turning into a ball, just random things that, well, you'll have to think about to beat the aliens. And then we have Game & Wario, which is just a WarioWare minigame style game. Aliens Colonial Marines, which is an FPS. Ninja Gaiden 3, Razor's Edge, is the same as the original Ninja Gaiden, just with all the DLC. Darksiders 2, and shame if you don't know about that. Assassin's Creed 3, which looks amazing on any console. Batman Arkham City Armored Edition. Mass Effect 3, Rayman Legends, which is like Rayman Origins if it was part rhythm game and was awesome. Scribblenauts Unlimited, Tank! 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 Which has nothing to do with Left 4 Dead. You're a tank that fights monsters with your buddies. It's a lot cooler than it sounds. And Tekken Tag Tournament 2, which has some Mario elements, like the big mushroom from Super Mario Bros. DS, where if you touch it you turn huge, which is funny. And Zombie U, which is if Left 4 Dead and Dead Island had another gay love child, is what I can get from it. Whew. Big game lineup so far. Though most of them look amazing, you can probably expect these games about a year after the Wii U comes out. And recently, Nintendo announced the Wii U will have an affordable cost. Which, you tell me how that works. If it's like the Wii, then yeah, it'll be affordable. Or is it Miyamoto affordable? Which he can buy your soul if he wanted to. So, yeah. Anyway, this concludes the vlog. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll probably end up doing another one in about a year. Bye!